In today's practice, we are going to explore slow flows, specifically focused on hips and legs. We are going to explore flowing at whatever pace feels appropriate for each of our unique individual bodies. So the pace at which I'm cueing a vinyasa, a breath synchronized movement, may be quicker or slower than what your body needs. So we're going to go through many different simple vinyasas, and we'll have time to repeat them on our own. So my hope is that we'll all find our own rhythm of movement and breath that feels nourishing and sustainable. There will perhaps be portions of the practice that aren't suitable for your body. So postures, exercises that your body doesn't need today. And in those cases, I want to encourage you to practice whatever does feel useful, nourishing, or therapeutic. If you have physical therapy homework, occupational therapy homework, or you have exercises, stretches, or massages that you know are good for your body, do those when I'm teaching something that your body doesn't need. I'm going to encourage us to pay attention to the flow of breath and how that can inspire movement in the body. So vinyasa, as it's translated, is breath synchronized movement. So I want us to explore how the inhalation can invite arms to flow up and how the exhalation can invite arms to flow down, for example. So we're riding the winds of our breath to inspire movement. Let's settle in reclined. So please come to lie on your back in constructive rest. You can choose to have a little pillow under your head or any other props that feel useful. Okay, so let's come to constructive rest with feet planted and knees bent up toward the ceiling. You can have your legs separated, or you may choose to pigeon toe your feet and rest your knees together. Rest your arms as you like. Steady your gaze above. Soften the muscles around your eyes so your gaze is less crisp. Or close your eyes completely. The mindfulness tool that we'll use throughout practice today is bringing attention to the sensations of breathing at the nostrils. As your body breathes in, notice the coolness of your inhalation. As your body breathes out, notice the warmth of your exhalation. Stay connected with sensations of breathing at your nostrils. Put forth a dedicated effort of concentration to stay present with the sensations of breathing at your nostrils. Notice the very first sensations of air touching the tip of your nose. Cool air touching the tip of your nose and then flowing in your nostrils, all the way down into your lungs. Notice the pathway of warm air being released from your lungs up and out your nostrils. You may follow this pathway of breathing from nostrils down to lungs and lungs back up to nostrils, or you may choose to rest your attention at your nostrils, a smaller focal point We'll breathe together here for another few moments as we rest into the experience of noticing sensations of breathing. And now you may widen your eyes. Please hug your knees into your chest and rock from side to side. Throughout your practice, I am going to remind you to bring your attention to the sensations of breathing at your nostrils. You can choose to follow the whole pathway of air down into your lungs if you like. And then whenever you notice your mind has wandered off into thinking, ruminating, you're talking to yourself, come back to sensations of breathing at your nostrils. Come to center, please. Take your hands to your kneecaps. Now press your knees away, and we're going to move our legs independent of one another. Take your knees wide. Draw your knees into your chest and your legs toward one another, and then press your knees away from your chest. Take your knees wide. Draw your knees into your chest and legs toward one another, and then press your knees away. So circle your knees in this pattern for another few repetitions here. You don't have to match your breath with your movement. Then reverse the circle. So keep circling, but reverse it. Yeah, great. And then we're going to plant feet down. Take a pause for a moment here. The next vinyasa is going to be a combination of flowing between a reclined frog position and then squeezing the arms and legs together over the head and chest and pelvis. Let's take cactus arms first, and then I'll give you a couple choices for your legs. Option number 1. Take your knees wide from here so you roll to the outer edges of your feet. Your feet remain on your mat, your knees are wide. Option number 2 is to lift your feet up in a happy baby or like a frog position. So feet are lifted, knees are wide. Option to have your feet down or your feet lifted. Exhale everything out. We're going to inhale to draw the hands and arms down, draw the knees toward the ground, opening your front body, opening inner thighs. And then as you exhale, press your hands and forearms together over your head and chest and squeeze your legs together over your pelvis. Then we inhale to widen elbows, widen knees. And exhale, hug them together. So we're going to keep going like this. Now your feet may remain on the ground the whole time, or your feet are lifted. We're opening into this cactus arm position, a frog kind of leg position. And then as you exhale, squeeze them together. We're going to do this a few more times. Follow your own breathing rhythm. Notice the sensations of breathing at your nostrils. All right, once you're finished with that last repetition, please plant your feet down in constructive rest. Rest your arms. And then let's get rid of any pillow that we might have underneath the head. We're going to set up for bridge pose. So get rid of a pillow if you have it there. Rest your arms by your sides and set your feet as you like them for bridge. Exhale everything out. Inhale here. Then exhale, press your feet down, curl your tail up, lift into any height of a bridge. That might be a low bridge, a medium bridge, or a higher bridge. Then inhale in your bridge pose. And exhale to lower all the way down. Curl your tail up as you lower so you're really articulating your spine. Inhale with your pelvis resting on the ground. Exhale, curl on up. Inhale with your pelvis lifted. And exhale as you lower. So we're going to keep going like this. We inhale when we're resting into stillness or we're resting in bridge pose. And then we exhale to transition. So follow your own breathing pattern. Let your breath inspire the pace at which you're moving. When you notice attention has wandered off, come back to your nostrils. Notice the coolness of your in-breath and the warmth of your out-breath. The next time your pelvis is down on the ground, pause there. From here, we're going to roll over to one side. Let's roll to the right side. And I'd like us to have a pillow for underneath the head. That could be a block or a folded blanket. Come to your right side. Lie on your right side. And then stack your legs, hug your knees up a bit. You do not have to hug your knees up a lot. We're just going to bend the legs any amount here. You're on your right side, you have a pillow. You can rest your top arm as you like. Actually, I'm going to have us take left hand, top hand, to the top side of the left side of the pelvis. So the part of your pelvis that's pointing up toward the ceiling, take your hand there. Or somewhere around here, I just want you to notice that your pelvis is stable as you're moving through this movement. So we're not going to move the pelvis, but we are going to move the leg. As you're ready, hover your left leg atop your right, and then hug your left knee into your chest without moving your pelvis, without tucking your tail. I want you to move your leg as far as it goes without moving your pelvis. Then extend your left leg, reaching your left foot forward. Ooh, hello hamstring. So you're reaching your left leg forward, and then like you're on a big old clown bicycle, you're gonna sweep your left leg long and then reach it behind your pelvis a little bit without moving your pelvis. You're going to recoil that left leg, hug your left knee into your chest. You're doing a big old bicycle movement with this left leg. And then extend your left knee, straightening your leg any amount, and sweep your left leg all the way behind you so you feel your left glute max working, but your pelvis does not move. Then we're going to recoil the leg and lift the knee up and keep going like this. So we're making a big bicycle movement. You're flexing your hip as high as it goes without moving your pelvis. You're extending your knee as much as it goes. And you're extending your hip as you sweep your leg back behind your torso, behind your pelvis. The whole time, your pelvis stays still and your spine stays still. So we're going to recruit some abdominals to stabilize the pelvis and the spine, and you're going to keep going with these big old bicycle movements. Yeah. Okay, now you can keep your left hand as it is to monitor your pelvis, or you can rest your left arm any way you like. In a moment, we're going to reverse this circle. I want you to move in as great a range as possible. Kara, please straighten your knee as you extend it and sweep it behind you so you feel your butt working. Sweep it behind you like that.
Yes, so you feel your butt working. Then you bend your knee, you recoil and flex your hip again. So the leg, perfect, really good, as long as you're sweeping it. Yes. Now let's reverse this circle. So you're going to reach that long leg forward, bend your knee, and then kick it behind. Lengthen, sweep it forward, bend your knee, hug your knee to your chest, and kick it behind. So let's go just a few more moments like this. Are we breathing? I don't know. I've been talking a lot. I'm going to stop. Let's pay attention to the movement and the sensations of breathing at nostrils. And then we're going to rest. You made it. Let's stack both of those legs. Hug your knees up to your chest. You can get rid of your pillow. You can choose to take some padding between your knees, ankles, and feet if you like. We're going to come into a twist. So let's hug knees up toward belly a lot. You're coming into the fetal position here on your right side. And then stretch your arms out in front of your chest. Circle your left arm overhead and open to your left. Now you may choose to have your left arm out to your left side at any position that works for your shoulder. You may choose to have your left hand behind your head as a pillow or put a pillow there now. You can choose to anchor your legs with your right hand. Make any other adjustments you need. Rest into the sensations of breathing at your nostrils. Please untwist and come to lie on your left side. All right, so we're going to lie on left side, stack legs. You can hug your knees up a little bit, any amount so that you feel as stable as possible. This is kind of a balance position too, as we try to stabilize the pelvis and the spine. And then let's hover right leg up above left. So you have a pillow. We're getting ready to do those clown bicycle movements. Take your right hand to your right outer hip. You can keep your right hand here as long as you want to monitor your pelvis. We're going to keep the pelvis and the spine still. I really want you to work your hip range of motion. Draw your right knee to your chest as high as it goes without tucking your tail. Straighten your right knee as much as it goes without tucking your tail. Then sweep your straight leg back and behind you so you feel your right glute max contract. Then you're going to bend your right knee, hug your right knee to your chest, and continue this movement at your own pace. So I want you to go slow and really work your hip range of motion, your hip flexion, your hip extension, and use your abdominals to stabilize your pelvis and your spine. Yeah, good. Good with your straight leg, Kara, sweeping. Everyone, be mindful that you feel your butt. If you do not feel your butt, you're not sweeping your leg far enough behind. We do want to come into some hip extension here, and we want to keep the pelvis stable as we do it. So now that you have the movement, you can keep your right hand as it is, or you can rest your right arm, and we're going to keep going. This is a great hip strengthener, mobilizer. You may be quite aware that your outer hip muscles, your gluteus medius and minimus, which are responsible for hovering your leg here, that they're working. They're getting a workout too. Let's continue here, resting attention in the sensations of breathing. Great. Now we're going to reverse the circle. Please reverse the circle. Okay. Warming things up. When you notice your attention has wandered, come back to sensations of breathing at nostrils. Move at whatever pace feels nourishing, therapeutic. Back is relaxed as spine stays stable. So if you notice any back gripping, let's double down on stabilizing the spine and the pelvis. We have just a few more here, almost there. All right, you did it. Let's come to set up for the reclined twist. Stack your legs, hug your knees up towards your chest. If you want to take padding between your knees, ankles, and feet, you may. Stretch your arms out in front. And then circle your right arm overhead and open to your right. You may have your right arm next to your right ear or out to the right side any amount. You may choose to have your right hand behind your head. You can also choose to anchor your legs with your left hand. Steady your gaze or close your eyes, and let's breathe here. Sensations of breathing at your nostrils. Alrighty, from here we're going to untwist. Please make your way to your hands and knees. We are going to have knees down for a couple of postures. If you want padding there, take your blanket there. And then start to flow through cow and cat, please. So settle into your rhythm. You may be inhaling in cat pose or inhaling in cow pose and exhaling the opposite. And it's interesting to change up the breathing pattern sometimes. So you may continue in the breathing pattern that you are exploring right now, or you may reverse it. And we're just going to continue moving through the whole inhale and the entire exhale and at our own paces. You have two more. And then once you're all done, please come back to tabletop. We're setting up for child's pose. If there's another posture that works better for your body, take it. We want something restful. All right, knees together. No, knees wide, toes together. There we go. Sink your hips back and down toward your heels for child's pose, balasana. And if you are taking something else, you're welcome to take crocodile, anything else you like. We are going to move into a little side bend here in a moment. And so as we come into that side bend in a moment, you can adjust your posture as you need. For now, let's breathe here. Notice the coolness of your inhale and the warmth of your exhale. From here, we're going to move into a side stretch. If you are lying flat on your belly, you're welcome to come into a puppy pose for a side stretch or another variation. Please walk your hands to your left. Reach your right hand all the way over to the left side, as long as it goes, and then rest your forehead on your left forearm. Just go ahead and slide your forearm underneath your forehead. Reach long through that right side. If you need less knee flexion, I'm demonstrating a puppy variation. And then you can walk your hands all the way over to the right. Reach your left hand further than your right hand. Rest your forehead on your right forearm. And then stretch that left side long, long, long. When mind wanders off, come back to sensations of breathing at your nostrils. Alrighty, let's come back to center, please. Lift on up, get rid of your padding. Plank pose is next. Come to plank pose. Any version of plank is welcome. You can have your palms down or you can be down on your forearms. Let's take a few moments to just get into plank. Feel the strength of your abdominals gathering in to resist gravity. Press those hands or forearms down enthusiastically. Take your knees down to the ground and we're all the way down. Please slide your elbows underneath your shoulders, plant your palms. Your glutes and hamstrings are engaged to help you lift your torso. Press your elbows down, reach up through crown. Without moving your forearms, drag them back. Make any adjustments you need so that you feel your neck is nice and long. The back of your neck is long. Direct your attention to the coolness of your in-breath and the warmth of your out-breath. With your next exhalation, widen your elbows, lower your chest, downward facing dog. Slide your hands back, press up through hands and knees or plank to get yourself to downward facing dog. From here, please take your knees down to the ground. This is a good time to turn your lights down or off. We're going to set up for cool down and Savasana. If you need to adjust your space or get any snuggly things close by or on, get that all set. And then meet me on your back, please. We are going to recline first. Well, we're going to stay reclined for the rest of it. We're just going to do some reclined postures before Savasana.
All right, so come to your backside, please. We're going to take a reclined side bend first. Let's set up in constructive rest, feet planted down, knees bent up toward the ceiling. Take your right hand behind your head. Curl your head and chest up like you're doing a little abdominal crunch. And then side bend to your left. Go ahead and take your left hand to your left ankle. You might have to step your left ankle back. You might not be able to reach your ankle. That's okay. You're just getting close to your left ankle or grabbing it, using that to help you move into your side bend, and then lower your head and your arm. Okay, so you can kind of inchworm your way into the side bend as deeply as you want from there. Again, maybe you're grabbing your ankle or not. You could just be reaching in that direction. And then once you're in your side bend, you lower your head and your arm down. You can keep your left hand at your ankle or you can relax your arm. And let's check in with the low back. So we want the back of the rib cage and the low back to be resting down on the ground. For some of us, that may require that we level the pelvis out or we curl the tail up slightly. Do whatever you need to do to rest your low back down on the ground. Breathe into your back, breathe into your turtle shell, your low back, your right rib cage, your right side waist. You might stay here, or you might reach your right arm long next to your right ear. So take your hand out from behind your head. Option to do what you want with your arm. Keep your low back resting on the ground. Option to straighten your right leg forward on your mat. Now, I can't really straighten my right knee totally while keeping my low back on the ground. So that may be your experience, or you may be able to straighten that right leg while keeping your low back resting. So we'll be here for another few moments. Yeah. The more you hug that straight right leg over to the left, the more you will increase the volume of your stretch. We're going to come out and back to center. So as you're ready, come back to constructive rest. Okay, let's just assess for a moment before we take the next side. Take a deep breath and notice your right side waist, your right side of your low back, your left side. And then we'll take the next side. Left hand behind your head. Lift your head and chest up. You're doing a little abdominal crunch, and then you side bend to the right. Grab your right ankle, inchworm your way into this side bend toward the right. And then you can lower your head down and your arm down. I like to wiggle, inchworm a little bit once I get in there. And then let's check in with the low back. Can you rest your low back, the back of your rib cage? Can you rest your back body on the mat? That may require that some of us level the pelvis out or curl the tail up a little bit. Breathe into your turtle shell, breathe into your left side waist. You can have a hold of your right ankle or relax your arm. Now you can stay here. This may be perfect for you. Options 2, change the position of your arm and your leg. So you could extend your arm long next to your ear, your right arm long next to your ear, or your left arm, pardon, and then extend your left leg while keeping your low back resting on the ground. And the more you swing your left leg over to the right, the more volume of sensation you'll likely feel. Let's use our breath as a mindfulness tool, so we're noticing the sensations of breathing at nostrils. Also notice the feeling of your rib cage expand as your body breathes in.
Please come back to center, back to constructive rest. From here, we're going to take reclined figure 4. I'll suggest either reclined figure 4 or the twist, and I'm going to set you up for the twist. For the twist, we're going to scoot the pelvis over to the right an inch or 2, cross right ankle over left knee, and then hug your left knee towards your chest. Use your arms on the ground as support as you twist your legs over to the left. So if you don't want the twist version, you can just stay centered and cross right ankle over left knee. Hug your left knee to your chest. So choose your medicine here, and then let's settle in. You may adjust your arms, anything else as you need. Rest into the sensations of breathing at your nostrils. Please untwist or unwind your legs. Come back to center in constructive rest. And then again, I'm setting you up for the twist. Slide your pelvis to the left an inch or 2. Cross your left ankle over your right knee. Hug your legs in toward your chest, and then twist your legs over to the right. From here, you can adjust your arms and legs as you need. And if you're not taking the twist, you're just going to stay centered. Cross your left ankle over your right knee. Hug your right knee in. Steady your gaze or close your eyes. Sensations of breathing at your nostrils. It's time to unwind and time for Savasana. Come to any position that feels restful for your Savasana. As you're practicing Savasana, you may use the mindfulness tool of noticing the sensations of breathing at your nostrils as long as you need to help your attention settle and steady. When you feel your attention steady, you may release this mindfulness tool and rest. When you notice mind has wandered, attention has wandered into thinking or planning, come back to the sensations of breathing at your nostrils. Reconnect, re-steady, refocus, and then as you're ready, you may release that effort and rest again.
You may begin to deepen your breath. Allow your breath to inspire movements in your body as you're ready, and eventually, please come to sit. We'll meet there. Once you're upright, please join your palms together at your heart. We'll take one closing breath. As we exhale, I'll suggest that we have the intention of offering the merits of our practice outwardly. So the benefits of our practice flow out into the world and into the lives of others. With quiet eyes and your palms in Anjali Mudra, let's exhale everything out to begin, and then we'll take our closing breath. Welcome a full inhale as you're ready. And a full offering exhale. And as you're ready, release your hands and widen your eyes. Thank you so much for practicing with me today.